All right, this is a video for my 1970 1600 BMW on auction with BAT. So it's painted base coat, clear coat in Nevada brown. That's the original color to the car. When I purchased it, it had been resprayed in a cream Sierra light beige thing. Brought it back, stripped it down, and then it was media blasted to bare metal. We repaired some rotted sections. The bulk of the rust repair was done on the rear wheel arches and quarters. There's photos in the archive of the process, but basically we cut the arches, cut the quarters, and then re-welded factory patch panels that we sourced from Blunt Tech. The rear trunk has been sprayed in a Raptor bedliner. The shock towers are sound. There's pictures in the archive before the bedliner, but that was a big draw for me, is that I know these are definitely suspect. These were very solid. The rear tire, I don't know what you call it, spare tire holder, that had some rot, so I actually cut the entire spare tire out and replaced it with a new one. You can see if we go underneath the car. So there's the seam sealer, the welding, fuel tank's original, hasn't really been worked on. That's the original rear diff and half shafts. That's all original to the car. Shocks are not original, but not new. I have brand new Bilstein sport shocks that come with the sale. The brake shoes and wheel cylinders were done. I replaced both of them when I initially got the car, so I could drive around town for a while before I started restoring it. All the body work. There's a fair amount of Bondo. It's always kind of surprising when you get a car media blasted what you find. And yeah, there's probably about like a 1/2 inch Bondo on this back section here, but we took care of it correctly. The interior. So these interior seats are, not original to the vehicle. The original color of this car was, or interior color was saddle. They're definitely serviceable seats though. They're not in bad condition. My plan was to probably replace them with some sweet, Recaros or something like that, but just never got to it. There's one tear, small tear, right there. That's the only tear. Floorboards wise, we had some rot right there. That was cut out, and a panel was welded, and then the black along the sides is seam sealer and try to just keep extra moisture. There was also some damage up here. Same thing, patch panels welded in, seam sealed. The dash, this is a one-piece dash, which you'll know is not original to a 1970. The 1970s had 3 pieces, but the 3-piece dash was disintegrated from being in the Arizona sun. So I got this 1-piece dash. It's not a great dash, but it's a foundation if somebody wants to build off of. It's cut for gauges. So here's the VIN. So engine bay, painted the engine bay satin black. I realize it's not what the cars came with originally. The idea behind it for me was that I wanted the contrast between the satin black bay and the engine, which is painted body color. I just thought it would make it stand out more. I'll include the leftover paint if you guys want to bring it back to Nevada. It's your choice. Turn signals were shaved. Just wasn't another personal choice. If you notice on some of these early models, they have these little auxiliary turn signals, and those are all gone. The main turn signals are certainly included. We did bed liner on the inside of both the hood and the trunk. That was just another stylistic choice. The grill, the left and right grills are original. The center one was sourced from a company out of the UK. This was the original grills. They were bright. They were not the black and silver. It was just straight aluminum. That was the option for this car. Air dam is from Bavarian Autosports. It's fully integrated into the bodywork. It's been reinforced. You know, fiberglass sometimes is not the strongest, so this has been reinforced. It's got 1/8 steel bar running the length of it, and then with these reinforcing posts to try to make it a little bit more rigid, to hopefully prevent cracking. The subframe has been restored. Both control arms are new control arms, just factory control arms. They were bent. New ball joints, new steering linkage, tie rod ends, steering shaft connector. This has got the both front struts are Bilstein Sports to go along with the rears with this Stage 2 Ireland springs. We looked at this rust that was in the passenger wheel well that was cut out. This is from the bottom underneath the vehicle. And then driver's side. So all the rust was taken care of. I had it all removed and panels welded in. The floorboards, the rest of the door sills, everything else is in really good shape. So I got all my trim here. It is missing the 2 pieces from the front nose. They were damaged. So here's the original door panels in that saddle brown. They're in actually really good shape. The rear cards are really like perfect. They wouldn't need to be replaced. You could use them as is. These front cards are a little bit worn out. You could use new backings. So the engine was pulled out of a 1973 2002. It was a bored 40 over, and then Ireland high compression pistons were fitted. The crankshaft was polished. You know, all the connecting rods and everything were cleaned and measured. It's got new bearings. So brand new motor. valve train. It's a 292 Ireland billet cam. It's got heavy duty valve springs for the extra lift, brand new timing chain, brand new guides. I have a brand new tensioner, it's just not installed. Brand new water pump. The springs on the rocker shafts are brand new too. The springs on the rocker shafts were eliminated, and these Ireland positive locating cams were installed. They're supposed to be better to provide the rockers to not, possibly jump off the valve. So it'll come with two brand new Weber 40s. The caps are painted body color to match. Ceramic coated header, Ireland Weber, or side draft I should say, intake manifold, TII distributor. Underneath here is a gasket kit for the engine. The Alpina replica wheels, these were purchased in a group buy with BMW FAQ. We made a purchase from a manufacturer called Rhoda, and so these are actually specifically made for the 2002. The hub centrics and everything fit perfectly. They don't need any kind of adapter plate. This tire that's on here is just a test tire. It's a used tire. I was trying to just check for clearances and stuff. The other 3 wheels will come without a tire. So here's the boxes that all the parts will come in. This, again, you can look at the auction description. I have an itemized list of everything that's included with the car. This is a lot of the original stuff, original window regulators, original hardware kits, hubcaps. There's your brand new AC Delco starter, a Remy alternator, single wire for a later model 320i. I think it's an 80 or 90 amp alternator. Ireland sway bars, hardware is included. So everything's boxed and wrapped and labeled, like hardware wise, to hopefully ease the installation. Light buckets for the back, taillight lenses, the Period Correct California blue plates. So these aren't from this car. I don't know, I was told that you might be able to use them if you submit a request. I'm not sure, but I included them. Geartrig 5-speed transmission from 320i, shifter plate, those are all original. Here is the pedal box. Pedal box from the 73 that the motor came from. It's important because it has the provision for the hydraulic master cylinder, which this 70 came with a mechanical linkage for the clutch, so you'll need that pedal box to complete the 5-speed transition. Quarter glass, linkage for the Weber carbs, clutch and flywheel, not new, but I think they had like 1,000 miles on them. They're from the same car I sourced the transmission from. He had just done a clutch when he blew the head gasket and decided to just get rid of the car. This box, original stuff, original pistons, water pump. Under here is the rear stage 2 Ireland springs. So yeah, I would be happy to provide any additional information that you guys may want. I've had this car since 2010.
I have been a part of a lot of the work. Even when I was in the body shop, I had a relationship with those guys and got to go down and see a lot and participate. So I know this thing pretty well inside and out. Yeah. So any kind of questions, just comment. I can get you more photos or more videos. And if you guys are in Northern California, I'd be happy to do a masked up social distancing showing. So let me know. Thank you guys and good luck.